Best motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200 in 2023. Through extensive research and testing, I have put together the list of options that will meet the need of different types of buyers. So whether it's price, performance, or particular use, we have got you covered. For more information, I have put links to products in the description. Make sure to check it out. Like the video, comment, don't forget to subscribe, and let's get started. Number 7. GB cheap motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200. For your budget gaming desires and building a PC over a processor like Ryzen 3 2200, the first best cheap motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200 is this ample piece. This micro ATX motherboard is best for standard gaming purposes and offers you multiple connectivity options. The best to talk about is its size, as you'll not be having an extremely large case or a smaller one. This being the best can easily support AMD Ryzen and 7th generation series processors. Being said that, this will easily fit your current rig. This Gigabyte GA320MS2H motherboard is designed to provide a stable micro ATX platform for the M4 socket, a perfect choice for finding the compatibility you need for your current processor. Since it is a micro ATX motherboard, it comes with 2 DDR4 memory slots and 3 PCIe slots. You can fit multiple RAMs that provide space up to 128 GB. The RAM speed of 3200 MHz will provide a boost during performing rendering tasks or gaming on speedy processing. It is equipped with AMD Ryzen and 7th generation series/Athlon processors to enhance your productivity and multimedia processing efficiency at a great price point. Its A320M chipset is the best A320 motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200 that can easily equip the Ryzen 3 2200. Number 6. ASRock Micro ATX motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200. Today's second most loved piece is this another best micro ATX motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200 to come up with a medium rig desired and extensive connectivity. The price level of this motherboard is easily affordable even for a student like you. You don't have to spend much on a motherboard if you are having it for this kind of processor. So, say goodbye to the days of the yellow, blinking overclock fell screen, which was all too common with older AMD CPU. It features the AMD D450 chipset that supports AMD Ryzen series processors and 7th Gen series/Athlon processors for socket M4. This promises to deliver fantastic system performance with exceptionally low power consumption. That exceptional performance is promised by its 9-phase power design that is super amazing. With its multiple water cooling support, you can add an additional CPU cooler inside it. Number 5. MSI B450 motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200. The chipset is the most desirable thing to look at if you're going to have a motherboard for the Ryzen 3 2200 processor. There is no doubt that there are other things, but if the chipset is done, you are good to go with that particular motherboard. Therefore, this motherboard with a B450 chipset easily supports your current processors. Above that, it is in a considerable range and provides all the features you need to maintain your machine. If you are looking for a motherboard for your Ryzen 3 2200, the MSI B450 Tomahawk MAX might be just what you are looking for. This ATX form factor motherboard is specially designed to provide solid performance despite being extremely reliable, stable, and durable. Being an essential addition to your PC, the motherboard is compatible with AMD Ryzen processors, just including your current one, supporting up to 64 GB of DDR4 SRAM with dual channel. The B450 This motherboard is fully optimized to support DDR4 SRAM. This best B450 motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200 is slightly larger and has more mechanisms than MATX or Mini-ITX form factor motherboards. You can also go for overclocking if you find yourself with that need. Number 4. Asus TUF Gaming Motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200. Have a look at another cheap motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200. Asus motherboards are always great on each side as they provide features, performance, and whatever that pack demands. Therefore, we have considered this masterpiece for you, so why not take a little effort to go a little deeper in this one, as it is important to find out whether it gives you the performance you want on a low budget or not. With AMD Ryzen processors and cutthroat pricing, the AMD D450 chipset and B450 motherboards offer a viable platform for gaming, and it's an unbeatable combination. This motherboard is also one of those. You can rest assured that your Ryzen build will run like a well-oiled machine with the TUF Gaming B450M Plus Roman 2 AMD M4, Ryzen 5000, 3rd Gen Ryzen Micro ATX Gaming Motherboard. This motherboard supports AMD Ryzen 2200 processor and AMD Athlon 200 processor. You can overclock them too. This best gaming motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200 running at high speed, DDR4 4400, OC, and 2133 MHz, and included is a high-quality and high-density 256 MB BIOS flash ROM. Number 3. MSI Pro Series ATX motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200. The second last one of the best motherboards for Ryzen 3 2200 is here to become another great choice. Start making your dreams true with this AMD motherboard, especially built for AMD processors. This one is also made of solid components, providing long-lasting durability so that you can have it with you for a great while. The B450 PRO-MAX from MSI is the world's first M4 motherboard that supports second and third generation AMD Ryzen PRO processors. No doubt there are others too, but this is something truly amazing. This is another best ATX motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200 that gives more space, connectivity, and performance. It is an excellent foundation for a value-oriented M4 system for professional users in commercial and enterprise applications. Number 2. GB budget for motherboard for Ryzen 2200. To fulfill your desires for the best motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200, have a look at this last but never least another great product. This again from the same vendor we have already discussed is going to give you what you deserve at a meager price. The motherboard is perfect for budget builders or updating a previous one because you will find yourself safe and secure. This best budget mobile for Ryzen 3 2200 is a great choice with loads of features and connectivity. This micro ATX form factor motherboard is best for building a medium performing gaming rig with more connectivity options. Whether you are an elite player or beginner, it is vital to have a motherboard that can match the performance of the AMD Ryzen processor. The Gigabyte B450 MDS3H motherboard is a great choice for your Ryzen build. Its B450 chipset is based on AMD 400 series technology, so it's ready to support the new Ryzen 3000 processor for the M4 socket. This best budget motherboard for Ryzen 3 2200 with support for dual-channel DDR4 RAM of up to 3466 MHz. You can have the memory you need for intense gaming, video editing, or Photoshop work. For sharing connectivity, as it is a micro ATX motherboard, it comes with multiple RAM slots as well as SATA ports. You can also connect your GPU with this one and have some speedy game sessions. Number 1. Gigabyte B450 MDS3H for motherboard for Ryzen 2200. People who have recently bought and used this product have been greatly satisfied with its performance. They say that this is the best motherboard for first and second generation Ryzen, and consists of a cooling fan, plus multiple ports for connectivity and high-quality audio features with accelerated booting and storage. It stands out to us because of its connectivity features. It can be so annoying when there are not enough ports for all your peripheral devices, and you need to remove one to connect another. But this motherboard comes with 6 USB 3.1 ports and 8 USB 2.0 ports for increased connectivity. Plus, it also has HDMI and DVI-D ports for multiple displays. People who are in the habit of building their own PC, those who are regular PC users in general,